What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. So lately on Fish, I've been testing out a few things, and also at the same time, I've been in the AFK rewards, and my luck there has to be the worst one in the game. Like for the Rod of Time, I need the Timeless Threading, Sand of Time, and Mythical Essence, and I've been like AFK in there overnight, and it's actually crazy I haven't gotten any of these. But there's one more thing that annoys me about the AFK rewards. It actually kicks you out. So like after 20 minutes of inactivity, you actually get kicked out and you gotta re-log in, which doesn't really make any sense because it is called AFK. So basically you have to be paying attention so you don't get kicked out. Wait, what is this? I didn't even notice this. No way. Hourglass boat, and you need 2 1,000-year-old wood, eternal fuel, hourglass hull, and mythical essence. I think I got some. Let me check. Yeah, I got the wood. Let me put it. Now what? Eternal fuel? I think I have that too. I have 8 of them. Yo, that's a lot. And then an hourglass. Oh no, it's hour bass. What even is this? No idea where I got that from. So we're missing the hourglass hull and mythical essence, but I'm pretty sure I could trade for these, right? I should be able to. So I need basically like 4 things. All right, maybe I'll trade for them or something. To be honest, I have no idea why I want the Rod of Time. I mean, the stats are alright, but it does look kind of decent. It doesn't have a passive, I believe, but for sure they're gonna give this fishy rod some skins, so you never know, in the future they could buff it or something. But now it's time for me to show you what I found in my test. I feel like for the past month I've been telling people to use Merlin's luck all the time, and I've seen in some of my videos people saying that, oh, Merlin's luck doesn't make a difference, and I'm telling you right now in this video I'm gonna show you how much of a difference it makes. I'm kind of curious, how many of you were there when Fish was first made? Comment down below if you guys were there day 1. Now early Fish, there was a method to making a lot of money and XP in the game, and that method came out with the Desolate Deep. In the Desolate Deep, it looks like a basic bestiary, but look at this, the sea mine. This sea mine is the reason I think our level cap is so high, because if I remember correctly, when Fish first came out, the highest level was level 100, and I remember like, oh yeah, it was pretty tough getting level 100, but next thing you know, in certain servers some people were getting like level 100 really fast, and I'm like, how is that even possible? And not only were they making a lot of XP, they were so rich as well. And then I found out they were doing the sea mine method. Basically with the sea mine method, you were able to get 20 levels per hour or something like that, 20 to 25, depends how fast you are. I've seen some people get like level 100 in one day, so it was kind of crazy. And basically with the sea mine method, you'd get crab cages and just start placing them all over the area, and there were some glitches where you were able to place it in one spot. Like for example, I have 225 crab cages. You'd be able to place all 225 in one spot, just like this. In this spot right here, it'd be 225. And with the sea mine method, all you have to do is just stand over it and just collect it, and just keep pressing E and collecting it. But once you place all the crab cages, you were allowed to go buy Merlin's luck. Once you bought Merlin's luck, that boost you got from Merlin's luck was actually insane. The amount of sea mines you were getting was like maybe like 15 per trip, maybe even 20. It was probably way more, and they were selling for like, I think $8,000. I mean, yeah, nowadays we have methods that make way more money and way more XP, but you gotta remember early Fish, it was really overpowered. Like at the time, somebody having $1 million was really rare, and I'm pretty sure I still have my old sea mines. Yeah, I have this one. I kept this one in memory while I was doing the sea mine method, and I'm probably never gonna sell this. I'm pretty sure the sea mine is the oldest one in my whole inventory. Actually, no, wait, I do have the Nessie. Yeah, I do have the Nessie, never mind. I think it's a Nessie and then the sea mine, and because of that method, I see Merlin's luck essential for making money in this game, and today I'm gonna show you just that. Before I go fish, the fishing rod I'm gonna use is gonna be the ethereal prism rod, and of course I'm gonna use a steady enchantment because it is pretty cheap to get. Well, it's definitely cheaper than getting exalted relics. Anyways, let's begin. Now for the comparison video, I'm gonna go to the volcanic vents and the calm zone. In my opinion, I think these two places are the best place to make money in the game, and these two spots I've tested the longest. Now of course, when you're fishing at the volcanic vents, you have to fish during the day, so I fished at the volcanic vents 3 different times for 5 hours each, and yet all that time I made sure it was sunny, always sunny. And now before buying Merlin's luck at the volcanic event, I made $2.76 million an hour, which if I'm being honest, it could be way more, because when it comes to mutation, I was getting really unlucky. I know what some people do with the magma leviathan, they drop the fish. They only drop it if it doesn't have the mutation on it from the ethereal prism rod, so they make more money. Yeah, the thing about that, I care more about XP than money right now, but making 2.76 million an hour is really good anyways. But I wouldn't doubt you can make at least 2.9 million an hour, maybe even 3, but you have to make sure it is the daytime. And also keep in mind, even though I did say $2.76 million, so if the calm zone is too far for you but you have the Zeus rod or Kraken rod or something like that, you're gonna make slightly less money than I am. But the volcanic vents being the second best place to make money in the game is still gonna be true either way. You could just go to the volcanic vents and still make good money. But now moving on to the calm zone. Now every time I went to the calm zone, I fished there for at least 7 hours each time, so I have a pretty good estimate how much money you could make per hour. I know people out there that are like fishing there for like 1 day or 1 night cycle, cycle, and they're like, oh, this is how much money you make per hour, but that's not always true. You have to remember, in this game we have RNG. So like at one 10-minute session, you could make like $600,000, and the next one you could make like $200,000. Basically what I'm saying, over time is going to even out for an actual number. But of course, at the calm zone, it's a really good place to make a lot of money as well. But yeah, while fishing at the calm zone, I was making $2.91 million an hour. Yeah, that's right, 2.91 million. And just like the volcanic events, you could definitely make more money if you just drop the fish without the mutation on it. And of course, if you want to do that, you could do that to make more money. But to be honest, the reason why you make less money is because of the cutscene. Every time you catch an exotic fish, you gotta wait for that cutscene to end. And sometimes that cutscene lasts like what, like 7 seconds or something like that. And you're probably like, oh wow, 7 seconds, you can't just wait. The thing is that if you fish for like 5 hours, they stack over time, and you catch a lot of exotics in the Mariana Vale. So maybe in the future, Fish could give us an option to turn that off. It'd be really nice if they did. But you know what? I wouldn't blame them. And one thing that surprised me, the volcanic events is really close in money with the calm zone. Like obviously the calm zone is more money, but the volcanic events is right there with it. Oh, this is a scam. How come the paddles are not moving? That would be so cool. The only reason I hopped in is to see the paddles move, but I guess not. They should definitely make them move. It would look so cool if you could do that. And now for the second part of the test, which I think is the best part about it. We are going to be buying Merlin's luck. And of course, you got to come to Sunstone Island to buy Merlin's luck. And all you got to do is talk to Merlin, and boom, you get Merlin's luck. Now, while buying Merlin's luck, if I were you, I'd only buy like maybe like 5 hours at a time. Because if you buy like multiple days or even a week, you might actually lose it. Like for example, if you drown or disconnect, Merlin's luck will no longer work. Like even though bottom left you have the timer, it still won't work. I'm not really sure why they don't make it disappear, but it's been like that since day one. And we pretty much learned about that because of the C-mine method. And to do the C-mine method properly, you had to disconnect like your Wi-Fi constantly. And sometimes it'll kick you out and you'll lose Merlin's luck. And by the way, if you want sundial totems, you could buy them on Sunstone Island as well. You just gotta come all the way over here in the back. You walk all the way back, you're gonna see an opening right here. You're gonna jump down and buy sundial totems. And right here, boom, right next to this guy. I know some of you might be low level players and you see $2,000, but I'm telling you right now, it's so worth it, especially if you go to the volcanic vents. You'll make that money back on the first catch, no joke. So now I have sundial totems and Merlin's luck. I'm gonna go back and test it out again. Now at the volcanic vents, I'm actually really surprised how much money I made. So on average with Merlin's luck at the volcanic vents, I made $4.05 million an hour. Yeah, and you heard that right, I made over $4 million. Now for some reason, what I noticed with Merlin's luck, if your fishing rod has a mutation passive, it'll trigger it way more. And that basically happened with the C-mine method as well. At that time, we were getting the big mutation on the C-mine and making even more money. And similar to that, it was happening at the volcanic event. It'll happen anywhere using Merlin's luck. I kind of feel like with the Kraken rod, you make something similar to this, because the Kraken rod does have a really high mutation passive. It gives you 10 times the money. And maybe with Merlin's luck, you could make $4 million an hour. But anyways, now for the next one, the calm zone. And I'm pretty sure this might surprise you a little bit. A couple days ago, I fished for like 7 hours straight, and I show you guys on video, I made $4.2 million an hour. But I had to make sure, and I went back to test it out 2 more times. But while fishing at the calm zone and Merlin's luck, I made $4.18 million an hour. And yeah, I'll say it one more time, $4.18 million an hour. Which, as you can see before, without it, we made $2.9 million an hour. And that is a massive jump, over $1 million. But to be honest, I'm surprised the volcanic events is so close to it. Like usually when I'm fishing for something, I don't care about the preferred time. All I do is really care about the preferred bait. But this time, fishing during the day at this bestiary is actually ridiculous. So maybe, just maybe in the future, when I fish for things that are really rare, I'm gonna start using sundial totems to change the time. But I feel like even then, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Just the volcanic events, it makes the biggest difference in the world. But of course, I gotta test out that theory. There is also one more thing I want to talk about. A lot of my videos, I use the ethereal prism rod, but I feel like I should start using other fishing rods. Like, what do you guys think? Should I just start like mixing it up? I mainly use the ethereal prism rod because every time I make a poll about it, it always wins. So I just use it every time. But if you guys want, I could use other fishing rods to compare it, something like a little bit lower level. Like for example, the Zeus rod, the Kraken rod, the Poseidon rod, something like that. And also, Merlin's luck does help with XP. Because of that, we were getting so many exotic fishes. Could you imagine like Merlin's luck is the reason why people were not catching mobies? That would be the funniest thing I've ever seen in fish. But yeah, if you plan on buying Merlin's luck, just be careful not to buy a bulk amount. Because if you buy like 30 hours of like Merlin's luck and then lag out, you're not gonna have a good time. I'm pretty sure you'd have to wait for that timer to literally end. Unless in the future we find a way to get rid of Merlin's luck when it's like broken. Like maybe they could give us like a liquid to drink, and every time you drink it, it gets rid of Merlin's luck. But I don't know, maybe if somebody knows a developer, tell them, because it could make a difference. It could definitely help us. So buy at most 5 hours of Merlin's luck and then go crazy making money in XP. But that is pretty much all I got for today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.